Hey y'all, thanks for vibing with
CeCe and
ChiChi, where we talk about all the hot topics. What's your
no,
vibe,
that's
girl? Black
right.
on black on black.
Black
What's
on black
up?
on black.
Yes.
Okay.
What's popping, girl?
Chilling. I have my water. It's so funny because I have this cup.
Ooh, you always have a
Black.
fancy cup. I mean, it's dark. I'm dark, but not
What?
really. But it looks like a black, but it's purple. I mean, it's wine.
Okay, red wine. I feel you. Why not cheers? Of course, sis.
Of course.
So how's your week going?
This week is good. I'm free. I'm free at last. I just finished my last final like today.
Yes.
Just went through it. Just like, and then I'm
Girl.
done. I'm
Getting it done. I'm so proud of
finished.
you. Cheers to that. Getting
And
work
cheers to
done.
you on your new job and adventures and endeavors. Because you don't like to
Always.
speak too much about yourself, but you're doing big things, honey. Cheers to that, honey.
Always.
Yes, boss lady.
Ma'am, girl, we taking care
Period.
of business. It's so interesting, like learning different sides of yourself when you are trying to do something different out of
Okay.
the ordinary. Not saying that you're not capable, but it's kind of like manifesting to a certain degree. And we'll
Okay.
have that topic like another day. But just kind of seeing the things you have in your mind, like in your mind, you have all these plans and schemes. And then when you start working them out in real life, you're like, hold on now, this is
It is
popping off.
amazing, right? This like I definitely 100% know what you're talking about, and it's like it just kind of shocks you that how much
Mhm.
different things you can do, like how
Right.
many different layers one person has. Because
Exactly.
just being in your house, whatever, being a mommy or being a wife, you won't know like oh, like you can go outside these doors and then be
Mhm.
really like bossing things around,
Mhm.
organizing things, like people looking up to you and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it's just like wow, like so many different layers in a human being. My favorite
Right.
person.
Human being. And we kind of talked about that on one of our episodes about just how like dynamic people are in general and
Yes.
how you can do different things and not have to be just like, and there's nothing wrong with people that want to do whatever it is, that one thing,
Right.
and they're satisfied, they're content.
Yes.
And I always say like entrepreneurship, being
Mhm.
a boss, that's not for everyone and it's
It's
okay.
true.
Like, let's
It's
normalize that.
true. And like we're like generating topics right now because
I,
like you
yeah.
said, being an entrepreneur, being a CEO like yourself is not for everybody. Even just
Right.
speaking to someone that's very close to me, they was like, oh my God, I have so much to do. Like I have to do this, this, and this. I was like,
Mhm.
well, you are a CEO, so this is kind of what you asked for. So,
Comes with the
this is
territory.
you need to start claiming this and getting comfortable in this because this
Yeah.
is what you went to school for.
Yeah.
So, and it's not for everybody. Everybody don't want to be like, everybody
No.
wants to chill, do things
Mhm.
organized. And you spoke about that on one of our earlier episodes, like just being stable. It's
Mhm.
okay. Like
We'll
you're,
have to circle back around to these
I
topics,
think so.
but let's go ahead and jump into our topics for today.
Yes.
So, of course, this is like a normal ongoing debate of some sort, but I
Okay.
want to talk about the double standards.
Mm-hmm.
The double standards that men have versus what women have. So, a man can go out and sow his royal oaks or whatever it's called, and then
Mm-hmm.
a woman has to be all prim and proper and well kept. She cannot engage the same way a man can.
Okay.
So do you think there's any validity to that? Because I'm not saying that I'm for or against double standards. I know they exist. But what is your take on it?
Okay, having double standards. I think that should definitely be thrown out the window in a highway. Make sure it's on the highway. Simply because I mean, that don't make sense no more. It doesn't. If you want to still stay in this double standard thing and women do this and men do this, then let's do it all the way. Don't do
Mhm.
double standards selectively.
Yeah.
So if the lady still got to go to work, got to still take care of the kids, got to still come home, clean the house, and got to still also making boss moves and make sure that money is beneficial to this household, then don't
Mhm.
double standard me on a different occasion. So if we're gonna
Mhm.
double standard, then make sure I'm not taking the trash out, make sure I'm not changing it, putting oil in my car, make sure I'm not doing A, B, C, and D, and then
Mhm.
we can keep it consistent. But if you
Right.
don't be selective,
I
so
agree.
women nowadays, like their bosses, then they got to come home and then clean the house, organize the house, make sure the kids doctor's appointments are together, make sure
Mhm.
you're emailing their teachers, make sure you got the summer camps, and then still got to make
Mhm.
some money and make sure you're putting it towards the bills. So you
Mhm.
can't have a lady doing all that and then when a double standards them, like, oh wait, you're not supposed to be, I don't know, talking at a meeting. Why can I talk
Mhm.
at a meeting? I'm
Right.
sponsoring this, I'm helping sponsor and making sure this thing moves. So I need to be
Mhm.
able to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
No, I definitely get what you're saying, and I didn't look at it from that perspective because I agree. There's so many things where it's commonalities between men and women. You know, women can work, women make money, women are actually making a lot of money. You know, women
yeah,
are being bosses, they are doing all these things that were initially under the category of what a man would be doing. But
exactly.
then when it comes to like liberation, like sexual liberation, even, you know, it's like, oh, well, she's looked down upon or whatever, or a man, although he has done whatever, he wants a woman that has less body counts and all
Yeah,
this.
I've heard that
No, the
before.
only thing, and I mean, I guess it's like, yeah, you want to have it where, okay, it's not a double standard when it comes to me working the same amount of hours you're working. But when it comes to my body count versus yours, we're together now, so it shouldn't matter. Like, why are we even trying to recount these things? And a
Right.
lot of times men argue, well, y'all have a womb and all this stuff like that.
I'm like, leave
Y'all
it
have babies jumping
alone.
up out of there. So can we really just say it should be a standard on both ends? There should not be a double standard. It should just be a standard for people in general, like
I
across the board.
agree. If we talk about body counts, yeah, you want to measure mine. I want to measure yours too because if
Mhm.
the guy is out there running around the streets, first of all, no. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about your hygiene, about your mouth. I'm thinking about your body count. I'm thinking about a whole bunch of diseases. I'm thinking about a
Right.
lot of things. So, and then, according to like science, men don't really go get checked up like
Mm.
ladies. So you might have all kinds of stuff, and you don't even know. And it shows a little bit delayed. So let's not go there with the body count, dude. Okay,
Right.
today, what's up?
I know. Not the red wine kicking in.
I know, like this only the second sip. This is the
I
third.
know, right? Well, it's not even that, but I mean, you have done so much. You've gotten through a few things this semester. You know, you accomplished so much. So, rightfully so, turn up, girl, pop
Turn up.
off. But even going back to our topic, because I definitely agree, like men think, oh, because I'm a man, I could be out here and I could be running the streets and have a high body count. No, you're still nasty. Like you said, there's sexual STDs and things like that, transmitted things that don't show up the same amount of time that it shows up for women.
That's right.
And then y'all are passing it around and stuff like that. People up here talking about they're allergic to latex. That's why they can't use protection. Girl, it's wild out here. It's wild.
Oh, oh my
And there's
gosh.
lambskin options. Like there's literally non-latex. You can order it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Stop playing. So I
Hmm.
think people get men because they have been given this alleged privilege, they've
Hmm.
gotten real lazy and they just want to
Okay.
go off of the standard or whatever, the double standard. Now,
Right.
granted, and I say
Granted.
this very loosely,
Granted.
granted, I mean, as a woman, I feel like you're going to carry yourself however you want to carry yourself.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think both parties should be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's right.
women be lying about body count, men don't necessarily lie. They just, well, they lie. They
Mhm.
lie. And if the double standard is so important, then why are men trying to turn hoes into housewives?
Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like people just want to use stuff that's been around for a long time that doesn't even really matter anymore. But I
Mhm.
do know there's arguments, and males probably would speak to it more so than women would. But I would be interested to know what the Vibe crew feels, the Vibe
Yeah.
squad. How are y'all vibing on this double standard topic? Because for me and for Chi Chi, I think it just needs to be thrown out the window completely.
Throw it out.
Everybody should just have a standard of operation, and that's just it.
Right. Judge the person from what you're seeing now. Don't judge them from the past because the past is their past, but it doesn't really it defines their future, but it doesn't really make who they are now. People have to experience. So,
Yeah.
you know, you can't I mean, everybody's threshold on body counts are different, but
Mhm.
is that
Mhm.
really what people are going to be looking at? Like, I don't know. I mean, I mean, if I was single, I don't know. I don't even know if I would ask that question like, "What's your body
Right.
count? Like, what you at 10?" Like like that doesn't even make sense. Like I don't need to know
Yeah.
what you've been doing, but I do want to follow what you're doing now.
Mhm.
And like you said, keep it honest and things like that. I think that's more, better. So I think people nowadays they need to focus on, just the standard things. Don't all the extracurricular activities that are just blogging someone's mind. Just let it go. Like stop thinking about all that and what other people think if you with this person because they got this body count. If they know, I don't know. It's just
Mhm.
weird. Even I was watching Basketball Wives the reunion, and Bridget said, "Bro, it's real ghetto out here in terms of dating, whatever."
Mhm.
So I don't know what's happening out there, but people need to leave the body counts alone and just focus on the person for who they are now and how they're presenting themselves now, and then go from there and make your judgment based on your primary judgment, not all this secondary noise, because that's how people gonna stay single. Just focus
Yeah.
on the now and the present, and then move on.
No, I agree 100%. Like, that's a very good point. And I do agree with the point you made, all of them for sure. But even the fact that you don't need to sit up there and dwell on somebody's past.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that an indicator of something maybe you need to be aware of? Yeah, I think so, potentially. But I also think, like, when it comes to being in a relationship, once you find that person, regardless of what the body count was, and then men want to use the whole stereotype or double standard, well, men can cheat without emotion, women have emotion when they cheat. That's not true.
You
That
double
is
standard
not,
again.
huh? What did you say?
I know they double standard again. Ladies got emotion. No, we could be just as G as you. Okay.
Exactly, if
Uh,
not more.
okay.
But at the same time, I think that's why it goes back to really paying attention to the person that you're with, regardless of their past history. If they have 1,000, Lord forbid, and their body count, but
Uh,
now they're like, I'm sick of this. I've renewed myself. I'm changing my ways. Like, I'm on a whole new trajectory, and I'm willing to do everything it takes to stand by my woman or whatever,
mhm.
and vice versa. Then to me, that's what matters. It matters about like what actions, what standards are you setting for yourself in your current day, the present time? What are those standards? What
Right.
do those look like? So
Right.
I think this kind of progresses us into our next topic, which I actually, and I'll have to give him credit. I'm not going to say who it is, but it
Okay.
was one of my guy friends. He was like bringing up this topic. I was like,
Ooh, now we're bringing up this topic. What he talking about? Let's talk about
oh,
it.
he was like, why do women have a problem when their man compliments their friend and says, oh, she's beautiful? Or tell your friend I said she's beautiful.
Okay. Tell your friend I said she's beautiful. Like,
So
okay,
my
keep
follow
going.
girl, I can already see it in your face, Chi Chi. I can see it in your face.
Okay.
So my follow-up question was, does she not already know that? Like,
Okay.
that was one of my follow-ups. My second follow-up was, why do you feel the need to be the savior in that sense? Was
Yeah.
that compliment necessary? And then basically his response was, that doesn't mean that they're trying to get with them. They're just acknowledging it.
Okay.
Because men are going to feel however they want to feel without telling their significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So why not be honest and be like, your friend is beautiful? But how
Okay.
do you feel about that? Being a married woman and everything, how do you feel about that?
Okay. Well, I think it all depends on the situation. So, in terms of how you said it initially, you with your man, and she said he tells you to tell your friend that she's beautiful. That right there is just awkward. So first of all, I'm not about to say, "Oh, my husband said you're beautiful." Like, period. I'm not doing that. So first of all, no. Second of all, you looking crazy right now. I'm gonna turn to my husband or my man and be like, "Bro, what's going on?" Like, that's weird as ever. So
Yeah.
first of all, cut it out. Second
Mm-hmm.
of all, no. Third of all, disappear from my face. That's just that. And then now that's that scenario. Tell your friend I think she's beautiful. That's that scenario. It's just awkward. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna just keep that like but I'm okay like if we're in a different scenario and we're all together and be like, hey, what's up? I'm CC, you looking beautiful. How you been?
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely better. I do that sometimes. I do that sometimes to my
Right.
husband's friends or something like, okay, I haven't seen you in a long time. Looking handsome. You got some weight. Like something like
Yeah.
that. Real friendly and chill, but not like me and my husband together, and I see his friend, but like, tell your friend you looking handsome.
Yeah.
That's just awkward to say. It just
I
sounds
agree. It's the delivery. It's the
it's
delivery
delivery.
and the context.
The context, because I'm all about saying you look handsome, you're
Right.
beautiful, and all that. But that the way the context of it, like tell your friend I'm delivering this message from my man to my
Right.
friend is weird. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're not
It's
doing
like,
that.
what's the urgency? What's the importance? What are you trying to show? Okay, you're complete. Most likely, I would
Hmm.
say about 89% of the time, if not more, a woman or a man knows when they look good.
Yeah,
You know when you didn't put it on and you showing out. Like,
right.
and of course, the compliment is always appreciative
Of course.
or appreciated. But at the same time, why is my man over here like whispering in my ear, tell your friend she's beautiful?
Yeah,
Like,
like disappear. Like
yeah, it is, it's not that deep. And
right,
there's so many beautiful people. Do you feel the need to always be like, oh, they're beautiful and they good and blah blah? I think it's a beautiful thing to compliment other people. I
agree.
do. And I do think it's based on the intention behind it as well.
Right,
But if you're just trying to like make yourself known or let that woman know that you find her beautiful in your eyes,
open doors for God knows what.
exactly. What
No.
comes after that?
Yeah, because that could be it depend on the type of man you have or something like that. If you deliver that message, and this is like a wonder and odd type of man, say this
Mm-hmm.
it's a cheating type of man with a history.
Mm-hmm.
To tell your friend I said she's beautiful. And then you go tell your friend my man said she's beautiful. And maybe I don't maybe it's not your close friends, it's associate,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then later down the line, she knows that he thinks she's beautiful, and then she started giving him the little cheeks, and then he be like,
Exactly.
yeah, and it just opens terrible stuff for somebody to get beat.
You opening unnecessary doors that don't even need to be open.
Period.
Like some things don't even need to be introduced to the situation because once that introduction takes place, then people become more familiar and you don't
Right.
know how they're going to operate after that.
Right.
Like, I feel you have to be intentional with your words and how you interact with people, regardless of if you want to let it be known that they look good or whatever. How are you going to go about doing it? Is
Right.
it necessary? Is it going to serve the greater good? Like, come
Right.
on now.
Are we
Let's be a
helping the
little bit.
community here? Like, are
Which,
we saving lives? Like, was she about to, have die and you wanted to make sure she knows that she's beautiful? Like, I mean, did she it's a lot of reasons that she's sick and she thinks she's not beautiful. You want to make sure she knows that she is beautiful. Like it's like
yeah,
it depends, I
it
guess.
does.
You know.
It really does. I agree. I agree 100%. I think it really does depend, but don't be doing that awkward, weird stuff, whispering and like
Right.
all googly eyed. It's like, take that
Right.
somewhere else
Disappear.
because it's not welcome here.
None. Yeah,
Well,
we don't
girl,
do a man like that. No, like I like my man could be friendly or whatnot, but I really don't like a little friendly little man. I'm gonna tell you
me
like that.
either.
I don't like no friendly or bubbly man like that. My
Me
man usually
either.
quiet, you know what I'm saying, to others, really chill.
Yeah.
People gotta like, oh, just talk to him. He be like, yeah, what's up, type of stuff. He only talks to like, people he know, whatever.
Hmm.
So, my man's not friendly to the people. So
I love that. I love a man that is kind of like rude and standoffish.
yeah.
Girl, please be mean to these people because why are you entertaining and fluffing folks up and boosting? Like, you don't even have to do all that. Be in the
Right.
cut, be focused on what you focus on, like the purpose of, being a good man, being a good person, grinding, making
Mhm.
money, all those things, loving on me, loving on your family and your children.
Right.
That's a lot right there.
You're so a good man, baby. She's a
Cheers to a
good
good
man.
man. Yes.
They out there.
They are out
They
there.
are. Mhm.
And I had another topic that just came to mind.
Yes, bring it.
You want
Like
me to
you
drop it
say,
now?
drop it. Drop
Okay,
it.
drop it now. So it was a conversation I was having this weekend
Okay.
with like my brother and his friend and everything. And we were
Okay.
talking about good men, how
Yes.
they are good men, of course, but they want women that they can kind of convert into good women. They aren't necessarily quote unquote good women. So a lot of
Mm.
times good men don't necessarily want a good woman and vice versa. You know how they say like good girls like bad boys and stuff like that?
Okay.
So it's that same dynamic. And then when people are played over or they get messed over, lied to, used, or
Mhm.
whatever, they're sitting up there looking all confused and bamboozled because
Hmm.
they thought this woman had
Converted.
converted.
So my question, follow-up question is, what's a bad girl?
Basically, like a woman that's not necessarily trying to settle down.
Okay.
I wouldn't say a spinster, but that is my new word, spinster.
Okay. Drop it down.
I
Okay.
know. So, like a woman that's kind of like, hey, I mean, I'm here for a good time, not necessarily a long time, because I'm trying to move around. I want to meet as many people as I want to meet. You know, I want to wear whatever I want to wear. If my booty cheeks are hanging out, we
Yeah.
outside. I don't care if I am in a relationship or not. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, however I want to do it.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
they say
Got
a
you.
bad girl
That's a
is.
bad girl. Okay.
The
So
good girl, on the reverse,
okay.
is the woman that, you know, is very modest, reserved, you know,
Okay.
do not entertain other men. She might
Mm.
not even go to the bar by herself. Like she's
Oh
very
gosh.
girl.
Okay. I'm trying to just see what category I'm in. I'm like,
We're
okay.
not in either category.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to put myself. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, it's a
These
lot.
are extremes. We're not in
Okay.
either category.
Like, I'm putting myself like in the middle
Yeah,
there.
we're in the middle. Like honestly, we're good women,
Yes, we are.
but we know how to tap into, you know, we know how to have a good time.
Yes.
But we don't let that overshadow us being a good woman. I
No.
feel like a woman that is not considered a good woman allows everything else to overshadow her being a good woman, if
Mm.
that makes sense.
Okay.
So the question was like, do good men go after bad girls, basically, and want to convert them?
So what was the general theme with the men that she was talking to? I want to know
Yeah,
what
the
they're talking about.
general consensus was, yeah, it's pretty much true.
Okay.
It's true. I do believe that it has to be some complementary forces at play for two well balanced. I'm gonna say well balanced individuals because that's the goal.
Mhm.
Nobody can always be 100% good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. I feel like maybe so. I don't know. This is all
Mhm.
theoretical. And then nobody can be 100% bad. That's definitely theoretical because I know there is some bad people. Whatever.
Mhm.
But I think when there's well balanced people that want the same things that decide to merge together, then that's when it becomes like that happily ever after that you're
Okay.
looking for. Like it's more likely to work. But I
Mhm.
think when the scale is not balanced, and that's
Yeah.
really what we're talking about here. We're talking
Mhm.
about balancing the scale so that y'all are good for each other, that y'all are complementary. Because
Right.
if one that's over here shucking and jiving, like I love to
Mhm.
say, and then one sitting up here quiet and woosah and all this stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like there's always forces that are going to convince the other.
Mhm.
I feel like there's things that can sway an individual.
Right.
So
That's
either, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but this is just kind of the conversation that we had essentially.
so with the guys you were speaking with, was there's some success from doing this, or did they have any success, or
That's left to be seen.
I'm like, to be continued. Okay.
We continue. You know, we have to put some
We're
time
working
behind
on it.
it. But
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, I like me a good guy. I don't like me like, me prior to marriage. I never liked the ones that like bad guys, and even the one that's overly sexy or something like that, that just has too much eyes on them. I like the ones that like a good guy, sweet guy, but obviously just not like sweet to everybody, but sweet to me,
mhm.
and stuff like that. That's real handsome. I like a handsome guy. That's just
Mhm.
like, you look at them, they're handsome, not like fine. I like handsome,
Right.
kind of low key and stuff like that. But no, I like a
Mhm.
good guy. A good guy is good for the long run, my opinion.
I
Type
agree.
stuff,
I
girl.
definitely agree. So, Vibe Squad, are you team bad boy or are you team good boy?
So
Or
that's
team
going.
bad girl
Ooh,
versus team
okay.
good girl?
Yes. And what team do you think I am? Bad girl or good girl? Is CeCe bad
Same.
girl, good girl? And what about CeCe? Y'all
That's
think
a
she's
good
bad
one.
girl or good girl? Comment
Ooh,
below.
more to
Let us
come.
know. So we're gonna go to our last topic. So let's talk about prenup.
Mm.
So would you get a prenup? Let's say 10 years later and you have Oprah Winfrey type of money, you money flying everywhere, and then you find your love,
Yes.
would you get a prenup? This is your love, you trust that person. Is a
Yeah.
prenup going to come to mind?
Yes, I'm getting a prenup.
Hmm.
I'm getting a
Okay.
prenup.
Okay. What if you wasn't filthy rich? Are you getting a prenup?
No, I'm not going to get a prenup, but I may have a premarital agreement.
Okay.
So the premarital agreement would probably say something along the lines of, I started this business.
Okay.
You get no parts of this business if the relationship doesn't work.
Got it. Okay. So as you
That's
are
just,
right now, like I know you have multiple businesses, you would make sure that that premarital agreement is there.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to have a premarital agreement. Now, there may be some factors or clauses that indicate, if we have these children, then this is going to go to the children, or if we end up being together for this period of time and
Okay.
I go before you or whatever, then yeah, I want to look out for my man. I'm not against looking out for my man after we worked hard and things like that. He supported me, we supported each other. So I'll have some clauses after a period of time that may indicate, like, okay, you may be eligible for this amount.
Okay.
But if we get married and either I have a lot of money or I don't, and we don't make it more than like 5 years, I don't plan on you getting anything
Okay. Okay.
except
And
the time that we invested together.
right. I know we're on the general theme of double standards. What if you're poor? Let's say you're poor and he's rich, and he wanted to get a prenup. How would you feel about that?
If I'm not working,
You're not working at all. You're poor. You're in
yeah, I'm
school.
a stay-at-home wife, so that's my job. I decided to do that for him. So
Hmm.
basically, I'm on his payroll, and I would expect to get paid. Like you can get a prenup, but there better be some clauses stating that my wife will still be taken care of in this capacity, or she will
Okay.
get this type of support. If I've cut off all of my endeavors to support you and our family,
Hmm.
then I'm on your payroll, you're the provider, so I'm
Hmm.
expecting you to provide for me.
Okay. And when you say payroll, do you want them to pay you want him to pay you every 2 weeks, or you just want to have that clause like if something happens, I'm going to get uh
Yeah.
50% of what you own or something, or
Right, because there's like cheating clauses. There's all these different
I've
things that
heard
you
about
could
the
put
cheating
into.
clause, right?
Yeah. So if you are out here doing whatever you want to do, and I am not going to take that because I don't care if you do make all the money in the world, cheating is not an option for me.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
me
okay with
either.
it.
Me either. I just can't.
I can't. Like, there's enough issues in the world. I don't care because they say men with power, they're more likely to cheat.
And no, I can't be with that person.
No.
No,
So if the day I find out you're cheating is the day I'm leaving and I'm filing for the end of
divorce.
that
Yeah, I just can't.
because I can't trust you.
I know people, and some people have their thresholds. But we keep exercising this thing, and I don't think I have it in me to stay with that person. I could even look at them. So
So what do you think? Would you get a prenup if you have Oprah Winfrey money?
okay, and I met the person after having Oprah Winfrey money.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I met you after my Oprah Winfrey
Yeah.
money. Oh yeah, you're not getting none of my Oprah Winfrey money. You just not. We could get whatever we develop together,
Yes, that too.
but nah,
Hmm.
that just be crazy. Like
Yeah.
for what? No,
Yeah.
nah, it can't happen. You see what's happening to Kenya Moore and her that guy she married. I don't know if they got a prenup. I don't think they
I
did.
don't
Now
think they did. That's why it's taking so long.
he's trying to get a. She has to do. He wants her to pay him money. That crazy to me.
And
So
people will be so vindictive, like you just have no idea. They will try to use it's just I don't trust it. And I feel like the man is not going to care. If they're there for the right reasons, they're not going to care. Now, if it's the woman and she's like working, making money, or even if she chooses to be a stay-at-home wife, it's kind of
mhm,
slippery because I'm
mhm,
thinking about like I have brothers, I have guy friends,
of
and
course,
I will want them to be wise. So get your prenup and put
yeah,
those clauses in there. Be smart about it. Do a
right,
premarital agreement. There's options outside of prenups that people can look into to protect themselves because people are not getting married for the right reasons.
right. Right, we talked about that. I don't know if it's 2 episodes down or what about how do you know if a lady really loves you or for the
Hmm.
money, and especially if you have money already, man. And this is vice versa. It's ladies
Yeah.
and men, vice versa. Here, we're not, you don't really know. They can
Right.
act if you have money, honey. You get
Hmm.
the best customized lady that comes your way, but you won't know if it's real. You won't.
Hmm.
You don't know if it's real unless they there when they're there prior to the money and all that stuff when you
Right.
were broke. So that's how you know what is real and what is real. But once you got money, honey, you on your own. You got to really use your brain on that.
You really do. You really got to be discerning, and you can't just be out there just open and thirsty to just whatever person is throwing themselves, because people have motives. But yeah, we
Yeah.
have talked about that before as well. So,
Right. Well, Vibes Bob, thank you for tuning in. Definitely comment your concerns, like, DM, email. We like to hear from you. Thank you for
yes.
tuning in every week. Definitely, if you're a news watcher, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We
Mhm.
release every week Saturday,
Yes.
every week on a Saturday. So definitely turn your notifications on, subscribe, and thanks for vibing with
CeCe and
and Chi Chi.
bye
Bye.
bye.
Loud extra. Loud extra.